Well, hello everybody, welcome to Jeff's baking blog. Today I'm going to make some little savoury biscuits or cookies. Very simple recipe, and these are going to have cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese in them. Just about 2 inches in diameter. You could make them larger, I suppose, but 2 inches is good. It's a recipe I saw on the BBC website, on BBC Food section. And it looks very interesting, and I think they should be very tasty. It's easy to make, doesn't take very much time either, and you can mix and match with a few things, I think. For instance, if you didn't have cheddar but you had red Leicester or Lancashire or something else, you could put that in. If you didn't have Parmesan but you had another hard cheese like that, you could put that in. I'm putting mustard powder in mine and cayenne pepper, but if you don't have those, you could put something else in, some garlic powder perhaps, and some ordinary white or black pepper. So we'll go on to the ingredients, and for that I have 100 grams, which is 2/3 of a cup, 3.5 ounces of plain flour. I have 100 grams, 7 tablespoons, which is also 3.5 ounces of cold unsalted butter, which I've cubed. You could use salted, but then you could leave out this pinch of salt. I have a pinch of salt there. I have a pinch of cayenne pepper, and I have a heaped teaspoon of mustard powder, and again the amount is to taste. Then I have 1 3/4 ounces of each, 50 grams of cheddar cheese, which I've grated quite finely, and Parmesan cheese, which I've grated quite finely. It looks to me as though without packing it into a cup it would have just about fill a cup, but I didn't want to pack it in because that would ruin the grating basically. So that's those, and then to brush over the top I have 1 egg which I've beaten, and I have some more Parmesan just to grate over the top at the end. So I'm going to do this in the little processor bowl of my immersion blender. You can do it in a food processor, but because the amount's quite small, that my processor bowl will work fine. So I'm going to put the flour in, and the cheddar, in fact everything's going in except that egg. And then I'm going to process this, and as it all gets combined, I'm going to start just pulsing it until it comes together and forms a dough. I won't have to add any liquid of any sort. The moisture in the cheese should bring everything together. So as you can see, that's clumping together quite nicely. So that's all I have to do. And I'm going to take that out. I like to take my blade out first so I don't cut my hand. and I'm going to just pull that into a nice disc shape. And that's good, and I'm going to put this into some plastic wrap and chill it for 30 minutes. So that's going to go into the fridge for 30 minutes, and as it's chilling I'm going to preheat my oven to 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I'll prepare some baking trays with parchment paper ready to take the biscuits or cookies when we cut them out. So the dough has now chilled for 30 minutes, and my oven is preheating as to 180 Celsius, 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit as I mentioned. So I've lightly floured my work surface, and I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on the top of the dough and on the rolling pin, and I want to roll this out to the thickness of a couple of or two £1 coins laid on top, one on top of the other, which is about 6 millimeters, a quarter of an inch basically. And I don't think you have to be too precise, and I'm not, because my guides, my rolling guides there, are only 5 millimeters. So if I get down to that thickness, that will be fine, I'm sure. So I think that's good enough. And then what I have here is a 2-inch cutter, and I'm going to use the one with the patterned edge. I'm just going to cut out the dough and put it onto a baking tray, and then I'll re-roll any excess, and I'm going to leave a gap of about 3/4 of an inch between each disc of dough. So I've cut the little cookies out, and I re-rolled the excess pastry so that I could cut out the rest. What I'm going to do is just brush some egg onto the top of each one, and then I'm going to take the Parmesan that I've got out, and I'm just going to grate a little bit on the top of each one. It doesn't have to be very much. And then I'm going to put them into the oven, and I'm going to bake them for 10 minutes, and the tops will bubble up a little bit, I'm sure, and they should go a nice golden brown colour. I take them out of the oven, transfer them to a wire rack, and then I'll come back and show you the results. I baked our little Parmesan and cheddar cheese biscuits or cookies for 10 minutes. They bubbled up a little bit on top, as I thought they would, and they cooked quite nicely. So this is what they look like, and some have spread a little bit more than others, and I think that's due to the partly the thickness of the pastry, however thick you roll it, and partly that some of the pastry was warmer because it was rolled twice, but they all look good to me, so I'll have a taste of one. Very, very tender and full of flavour. That sort of cheesy flavour. You don't taste the mustard specifically, or the the cayenne pepper, but you certainly got the cheesy flavour. They almost melt in the mouth. So that's going to be it for this recipe. It's very easy, as you can see, and as I said, you can mix and match. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to this recipe, and I'll also put a link for it below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.